Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SNTV podcast for Once Upon a Time. This is Season 7, Episode 13, Knightfall. I'm your host, Jacob, and who do I have with me today?
Nikki. That's it.
Just me. No, and that's fine. That's great. We're going to have a party. You only need two people. It takes two to tango, and that's what we're going to do today. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Okay. I don't know how to tango.
I don't know either. You know, we do know how to sit down, watch some TV, and have a good time. Mm-hmm. So let's start out with so we got Hook, Dream Hook. I still don't know what to call him. Rogers, but in fairy tale land.
Zelena was calling him Nook.
Nook. Oh yeah, Nook. Yeah, that was a thing. It didn't catch on. No. But we have. I'm going to call him Rogers. We have Rogers, and he's with Alice. You know, and they're being cute and adorable, and I love them.
I loved it.
Yeah, and this is where we get to see them exchange their chess pieces. So, Alice is worried because Gothel's being shady, and Hook decides, he's gonna, try to find a solution to get her out of this damn tower. He gives her the knight, and she gives him the rook, and it's really nice and it's sweet. Now, I really like this season in particular because I like seeing the parent and child relationships. Mm-hmm. Which they've always been there in this show, but in this season in particular, I really like it because we have seen characters who didn't necessarily get that kind of story before.
Right.
We're seeing it with Henry. We're seeing it with Hook now, which I like Hook as a dad, and Hook has always been old Hook anyway. Has never been that.
Because as much as they are the same character, they're very different. Hook and our old Hook are they are so different because you see old Hook, he was just on this whole path of vengeance basically the whole time. I mean, even in the end, he was still really, really like, I don't like gold. I don't want to put up with his shit kind of thing. And he never really had that time to care for a bond. I mean, you saw it with Henry when Henry was little, like he did kind of play an adult figure in his life, but it was never like this bond that Wishhook has with Alice. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because, when we first see Wishhook, he's just disheveled. He's old and gray and he's fat and jiggly. And
I don't like that word.
Jiggly. He was though. And when he finally gets to the point where, all these things are happening for him, he takes the high road. And, when Alice is left as an infant, he decides, I'm staying in this tower too. And I don't think our old Hook, given especially the way he was in the very beginning, I think he would have opted to just go the vengeance route rather than with Wishhook, where he experienced a downtime prior to all of it, where now he can build something up. By that I mean like helping Alice grow up to be a young,
dysfunctional lady.
I mean, he didn't mean for her to be dysfunctional. That was all friggin' Gothel. God damn her. Like, if it would have just if he wouldn't have got the whole the poison and the curse and the not being able to be near each other. I mean, she wasn't even before. I thought it was just they couldn't touch. So being in the vicinity was fine, but it's the closer she gets, the sicker he gets.
Hmm.
So I didn't think it worked that way. So that's why when you see them interacting when Alice is older, it's from far. It's from like feet and feet and feet away, like 20 feet away. Because if she gets any closer than that, Hook gets weaker. And yeah,
Which is maybe why he looks the way he does in the future.
yeah,
It's gross.
yeah.
I don't like it. But back in Hyperion Heights, we still have regular present day Rogers. He's doing his little detective work, and then Alice is there too. She wants to play a little game. Do you want to play a game of chess? And then he's like, no, I'm busy, whatever. He's being all, the stereotypical father in those '80s movies,
Hmm.
who doesn't want to play with their kids. But he has he has a good reason. People are dying.
Well, he's not aware that he just thinks Tilly is a girl that um Weaver wants him to look after, right?
Well, yeah.
So
Um, she needs to take her pills.
she does. I feel though like chess is a form of medication for her that like
Mhm.
it. So I mean, she's high strung because of all the things she's gone through, and she's kind of like teetering in and out of remembering and not remembering. Like it's kind of like the way the Mad Hatter was in season one of once, where he was aware and at the same time he didn't know which was real. I think she's kind of in the same kind of boat. I mean, I know she doesn't clearly remember, but she does get flickers of things, and she still has that intuition thing. Like, is that a superpower? Is it like Emma, where she senses
Yeah.
things?
I think it's like, okay, it's not like Emma, but it's something. It's something. I don't know what it is. She's not
Does she work
innately.
like an EMF reader? You know, where if there's like magic and bad shit nearby, she has like that little lever, and it's just like ding, 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 kind of like a Spidey sense.
Maybe. I don't know. But maybe she gets that from her mom. I don't know.
Maybe.
Hmm. But no, it's definitely something. I don't think she like has magic per se, but it's like it's a sixth sense,
Yeah,
perhaps.
maybe. Maybe it's yeah, just that simple. She just has a little extra sense, like she can sense things that others can't.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what Gothel did to her in that tower, but and speaking of Gothel, um, she comes she comes to Rogers, just willingly just waltzes into the police station. She's like, I'll tell you whatever. Um, so like they have like a little interrogation session. I like this. I like these scenes that they have. Let's see. I think um, I really I didn't like Gothel at first, just because like I don't know. I don't like Gothel from Tangled that much.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. She was just kind of like a bitch,
I mean,
like a boring one.
her whole, it was just Gothel entangled was vanity. Like that's all she really she wanted to stay young. She wanted to stay beautiful. I don't think this particular Gothel. That's not her end. Like that's not her end plan at all. I don't
Hmm.
think that's ever been her plan. Because I mean, if she wanted to stay young and beautiful, she would get rid of those dreads.
Yes. Um,
If she was vain like that, those dreads would be long gone.
Maybe those are beautiful to her because there's all different types of beauty,
I guess.
but they're ugly.
Yeah. Uh, no, I feel like her. I mean, I don't even know if power is what she's after. We know this episode, her end game is that she wants to stop the possible cult members from being murdered,
Yes,
and that's why she went to Rogers.
and bookmark that for later.
Mm.
Okay, but they're talking. She wants to see his first painting, and this little picture of a ship, a very familiar ship.
Yes.
But he's like, it's nothing, it's nothing, and then she's just digging and digging, trying to get him to say whatever. He says he's always liked the sea. He likes to visit the sea, as if it's a person.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I know, I thought that. He's like, I like to visit the sea. It's like, oh, like what? Do you and the sea have like an affair going on? I don't know. But But she's like, well, why don't you just, go? Why don't you go out into the sea, get yourself a boat, and just go visit someone, with your special someone. He's like, I don't have anybody. It was really sad.
It was sad. Like you could just see in his face, he was disgusted at her, and you could just see the sadness welling, and it was like, I forgot that Wishhook doesn't have anybody.
He doesn't. Well, he does. He doesn't know he does, but she's there.
Yeah, she's there, but he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then all this comes down to like she's giving him like this little tip, so a little clue. So all the other witches in the coven who have been murdered, they got this little box of chocolate. They all got this little box of chocolate, and so that's I like the mystery of this because I like myself a good murder mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And I like trying to figure it out as the characters are figuring it out, but I find myself with terrible writing, you can never figure it out for yourself, and like it's good writing when you can figure it out along with the characters, and the characters don't just say what's going on. So like as new clues come out during this mystery that they're trying to figure out, like I'm getting really excited because I'm trying to figure it out too. So we'll go off of that for a bit, and let's go back to Enchanted Forest 2.0 or whatever it's called. So we have Rogers. He goes to Rumple, and that's like Darkwind Rumple, who I love seeing.
The crocodile.
The crocodile. So like he needs help. These two they be working together now. Like it's their new thing. But Rumple is trapped in that thing, that cell. Yeah. But they make a little deal. So Hook says, well, so it's like I will help you if you help me get out of this place. But we need a special thing. What's that special thing that we need to get out of this place?
I was happy to see it, or hear about it at first. But I know we're not gonna get the rest of the characters.
No, we're not. Okay, so they need.
Maui Fisher.
They do. They need. That's what they need.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when this show mentions they mention a thing that belongs to a character that we know, and we never see the goddamn character.
And the only reason why we're never gonna see that character is because this is the last season.
Yes, unless
some other network picks it up, but I don't see that happening right away.
Yeah, but like I didn't love Moana, but I like the world of Moana.
Mm-hmm.
So like I want to see what they could do with that. I want to see fucking lava monsters crawling out of the ocean and like little coconut pirates running around. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Remember the coconut pirates?
Oh, I do.
I want to see the fucking coconut pirates.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Until they're not.
They're still cute though, even when they're not. Yeah, they're little drums and like they're boats that turn into more boats.
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible, but yeah.
Because they're little engineers and they're great. Those things are smart. But the fish hook, and like I need to See, every time they mention the damn fishhook, I'm like, I need to know where the fucking fishhook came from,
Yeah.
in the context of this world and who it belongs to and the mythology behind this. But you know what? If they don't go into it, I'm going to be upset because like you opened up a can of worms and like you're kind of like you close the lid.
Yeah.
But the fishhook is with Captain Ahab. And Captain Ahab, that is a literary character. For those of you who don't know, Captain Ahab is the captain from Moby Dick, which has nothing to do with Maui at all.
No, I know.
But okay, see, this was cool because I like seeing Captain Ahab. I like when they put in literary characters in the show, and like I like when they put in Disney characters in the show. But like the thing is, these two things don't go together.
Yeah, I didn't get, because I know I kind of had to be enlightened on who Captain Ahab was last episode when we talked about it, when we did the synopsis. And I was sitting here, I was expecting Moby Dick
A whale,
or a whale. I was expecting to see a whale.
but
And
no, or
no,
maybe a god that turns into a whale
yeah, or anything like
and
that.
other
But
things.
we get the fish hook. And you're right, there's no connection unless they give us the ties later on in like another episode. And I just I don't see it happening because of the lack of time we have left with this show. I mean, it's possible, but it's still not going to be enough. Because I mean, like you said, it's a whole other can of worms to bring Maui in like that, like an artifact from that world. It needs backstory. Because if you've seen Moana, I mean, that's the whole, like, I mean, the reason she wants to go on her journey is because she needs to save her world, like save her island, save her people. And then it moves on to we have to get the fish hook back, which,
Well, we need to get Maui first, and
yeah,
then
and
when that, you know,
yeah, the
because
fish
Maui's
hook was
supposed to be like the no wait,
he's
let's
a
break this down
demigod.
because like it's a
Yes,
lot
okay.
of let's break down this movie because it's a lot of like, oh, we need to get this thing, but I don't have the thing, so we need to go to this thing, but they don't have the thing either, so
Hmm.
we need to get this little stone that's like the center of everything. So we need to get that, and we need to return it to the mother goddess. But the only person who can do that is the person who stole it. So they need to go to Maui because he's the one who stole it all those years ago. But they don't know where he is. So like they had to find him on this like island that's like a spit of land. They go to him, but he can't do anything because he doesn't have his fish hook because that's what gives him his power. So they got to go to the realm of monsters to get the damn fish hook. And then there's a giant ass crab, a David Bowie crab, who like loves jewelry to get the damn fish hook. And then they go to the place to go to the mother goddess, but it turns out she's not there. But it turns out that the spoiler alert for Moana, if you haven't seen it, it turns out the lava monster that emerged, who was trying to get the damn stone back, was the mother goddess trying to get her heart back, and it was a whole thing.
Hmm. And that's why we need a little bit of backstory of how this fishhook got into the Enchanted Forest and in Ahab's hands.
And the fact, so like the fish hook was given to Maui by the gods. They just say by the gods, but I'm just gonna say it's Tefiti because she's the only god we see in the movie. It was given to Maui because when he was a baby, he was immortal. First of all, when he was a baby, his parents didn't want him for whatever reason. They threw him in the ocean. They just threw him in the ocean.
Awesome.
And then so the gods saved him. I don't know why, but they saved him and they gave him a magical fish hook that can, make him turn into different animals, and it's really cool. So why is it here? And why is it here in this world? What does it do?
I mean, we know that it breaks barriers. I mean, that's the whole.
Which is not what it did in the movie. So again, we need backstory.
We need more backstory. I mean, maybe if Maui or somebody of equal stature is not wielding it, all it does is break barriers. In a normal
Well, it's a giant ass hook, so yeah, it would break barriers.
Yeah. I also imagined it being bigger, but I mean that's a whole nother story. I mean, the way it looked like it's maybe my torso size. I expected it being like
that's a big hook, but like
that's
it was
a big
like,
hook. I expected,
but in the movie it was like
it was huge, like double my size. It'd be like me holding a big battle axe kind of thing. But yeah.
Anyways, they need to. Hook wants to use the fish hook to kill Rumple because we're in that time where he still wants to do that. I don't know how thinks that the hook is going to do that because that's not how the dark one works. But sure, whatever.
You think they would have, clued Nook into Rogers into how that works, but I guess not.
But whatever. Doesn't he know that?
I thought he did.
Whatever. Okay, so what they do is they need to go. It goes back to Rumple. They gotta seal this deal, and then Hook challenges Captain Ahab to a duel, which always gets me excited because I love me a good pirate duel. He challenges him a duel, at sunset, whatever else, that whole thing. Now, something so I know this version of Hook in this period of time, he's not the Hook that we've come to know, so he's a bit more, murder-y.
This one's less morals. So yeah, he's a little bit more murdery, but at the same time, he's softer.
Yes. Okay, so he has a daughter now, so I think that's not to say that him going soft is a bad thing, but he's definitely had to lighten up a bit.
Yeah.
But he's still because our Hook, the Hook, the real Hook, not Rishwam Hook, he went through this entire arc of struggling with the things that he did in his past, and that after he found Emma, Emma kind of Emma just kind of break it down for him. Sometimes there are things that we don't do because we live in a society where you can't just you can't just steal people's wives and
yeah. Yep. Yeah.
But this Hook doesn't have an Emma.
Yeah, he doesn't have that cricket. He doesn't have the conscience because Emma did play Jiminy for Hook for a lot of when they were together. She was always telling him what was right and what was wrong. And you're right. This Hook, the new Hook, Rogers, he's never had that. I mean, he's doing well with Alice, but I think that's just because he's dealing with a child rather than adults. And to be fair, most adults in this particular time, this part, are kind of they're douchebags in a way, and I'm not saying they deserve it, but I'm also not condoning how Hook is acting as far as not having consequences.
Well, I think Hook really killed Captain Ahab because Captain Ahab was challenging his masculinity.
Yeah.
And he didn't like that.
I also think Ahab, if he were a better shot, would have just outright killed Hook too. So
yeah, but I think the Hook that we knew, real Hook, now would probably only kill someone out of defense or if he was if he was hurting someone else.
Yeah.
This Hook, I think, really he's like you called me something and I didn't like it, so I'm gonna kill you. Yeah. Which is still, I need to get used to the fact that this is not our Hook. So just that point in the episode is just kind of shook me a bit, but I gotta understand this is not the same Hook.
Right.
But it's all good. These actions don't go without consequence. The whole thing, you can't see your daughter because you will die. Literally, you will die. So that's when we get the whole Gothel coming over. She makes some speech about whatever that I really wasn't paying attention to. But she's like, yeah, you're cursed now because everyone gets curses in this damn show. You're cursed.
Yeah, Hook got Ahab in the gut. It was clearly there, and Ahab only grazed Hook in the shoulder, and that was enough to poison him with this curse.
Mhm.
And I thought he like ate something like Snow White and just was stupid about it kind of thing. But
Took an apple from
to get a
strangers.
little graze and walk away completely tortured from the fact you never can be near your daughter again is like, holy crap, that's wow. I'm so sorry for you. Because, you know, I, like we've had the sleeping curse, and that's way more, it just seems such a bigger, impactful curse, and it seems more permanent, whereas like he just got grazed. And that's where I was like, ugh. And then also seeing Shmi again, that was interesting.
Oh yeah.
But I just like, wow, I mean, that's all it took. And Gothel knew he was going to do it. She knew. She had it all planned. The moment he decided to leave that tower, leave Alice alone, she had it planned.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Shady bitch. That's good. Because we need that. Because then there's no conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go back to Hyperion Heights. We got Henry. Henry, you know, he's doing his little rounds, doing his swift driving or whatever else. And then there's Regina. She's doing, you know, the walk. You know, the walk.
The walk of shame.
That one. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She looked like hell too, though. Like
she did when it was gross, and I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like this pairing. It's disgusting.
I don't think they did, and like I want to not think that they did anything. Like I want to feel like she just stayed up all night yelling at him.
No, she did not. He was yelling, but not.
Mm-hmm.
And then Henry,
think about that.
like Henry's just trying to. He's like, "What are you doing out here? You're not a morning person. Like, what are you doing?" She's like, "I was in a meeting
at 6 a.m."
Yes.
She had to come clean, which was so funny. She seems.
She's like, I like the way she worded it. She's like, I was catching up with an old boyfriend. It's no big deal.
I mean, she could have just said catching up with an old friend, and he wouldn't have thought anything of it.
But
I think she had to be a little bit more, you know, descriptive with her wording.
Mhm.
I mean, you could have just left that one little bit out, and you wouldn't have had him making funny grins at you and being like, hee hee, you're fun. You went and had fun. Like, he was teasing her. It was funny.
Disgusting. Okay, but yeah, but they're talking. I think, and Henry's telling her about Lucy, and you know, after this episode, I really like the relationship between Regina and Lucy. And I think I like it more than Lucy and Henry. Because Regina just, you know, she just gets along with everybody. It's great. Well, not everybody, but she has great chemistry with everybody.
Right now, yeah, she does. I mean, from the very, like, at the beginning, that was not the case, but that's because she was the evil queen then. But, like, I think she's always wanted more kids. And, like, she has so much, I don't know, I want to say that, because of the way things were with Henry, she's way more humbled now, and she just knows how to work with kids that are younger. Because you saw her, whose kid was it? I think it was last season. There was a young one, and I think it was Roland.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Roland.
What happened last season? Because I get all these seasons mixed up. What happened last season?
Maybe it wasn't last season. It was before Robin died.
Before Robin died. Yeah, then it must have been.
It was Roland, yeah. And she was really good with him.
She's good with a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
She was good with that one kid. And
camper kid?
Who I don't remember the name of. Who grew up to be a psychopath. But she's great with him. She's great with Henry. She's great with Lucy, and she's great with Roland. She's great with Robin. She's great with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
She was great with, she was probably great with Baby Neil too, because his damn parents didn't take care of him.
Mm-mm. Are we ever gonna see him?
No, we're not. He's dead. I'm convinced that Baby Neil is dead.
That they just forgot about him, and
No, they forgot him at the convent where they always drop him off, and then Blue went back with the other fairies. They went back to the Enchanted Forest, but just like everybody else, they forgot about him too. And then the baby starved.
I don't like that story.
I don't like, but it happened. Can you tell me what happened?
No. I mean, maybe.
Nobody cares about that child.
I mean, we do know that we're getting the Charmings back. We're gonna see Emma again.
They're gonna come back and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, did we have another child? Like, was I pregnant? Was I pregnant for 9 months and did I pop out a baby? I don't remember."
I mean, even just to see him a little bit grown up would be nice. But
like he's out, you see a grown up kid, we're like, who the fuck is that?
The Henry's uncle.
Henry's uncle, who doesn't exist, as far as these characters are concerned. Henry has an uncle. Henry has a lot of family members, actually.
Henry has an uncle who is like 13 years younger than him.
What is, I forget, so Rumple and Belle have a son, we need to remember that, Baby Mo. What is he to Henry? He would be he'd be an uncle, right?
He'd be an uncle.
That's Neil's brother, half-brother.
Yeah.
Where's Baby Mo? Where are all the babies in the show? Baby Mo was baby again, right? Or am I getting confused?
No, because he went to the Black Fairy's place and time runs differently, so he came back as a young adult. As Gideon.
Yeah, all these family members just keep disappearing. Where's Emma? I don't know. You don't care, of course.
I don't care about her.
Okay, let's get back to this episode. We just went a little tangent there. It's fine.
Yeah.
But we know a couple episodes back. So Henry and Jacinda, they need to stay away from each other because they're gonna die if they kiss. Which is odd because true love kiss fixes everything, but it ain't gonna fix this one. And then we got Henry, and we got Drizella. They're trying to get over the loss of Victoria. Lady Tremaine. Yes, because she died last episode. Newsflash, she died.
Yeah. I like how, well, was it not, it wasn't last episode, it was the episode before that. Because, yeah. But it's been a few weeks. Only a few weeks since her death. And they all seem to be getting along okay. Way better than I figured people should be.
They're getting along too well. I don't like it. This is another pairing I don't like. I don't like the pairings this season.
Yeah, well, Henry and, before Drusilla woke up, or she's always been awake. What am I talking about?
Yep.
I don't know. When she seemed nice, before we got to know what her real freaking plan was. I didn't mind her. I didn't want her with Henry, but I didn't mind a friendship.
Mm-hmm. And I see so many people just shipping these two. I don't get it.
We already know the fate of the pairing as far as Henry goes. I don't think they're gonna. If we had maybe a couple more seasons, maybe they would have tore Ella, Jacinda, and Henry away from each other. But because of how the season started and with Lucy, I don't think there's gonna be anybody in between Henry and Jacinda.
Yeah.
They're gonna end up together at the end of the season. For sure.
Yeah, I think, but that'd be interesting because, initial pairings in this show usually stay together unless one of them dies.
Mm-hmm.
They've never had two people who had a thing and then they just broke it off. Nobody's ever broken up in this show. Bella and Rumple, kind of. Well, she keeps trying to leave him, and then he keeps doing his dark magic shit, whatever, and it keeps like reeling her back. And it's not healthy, and I don't like it. But other than that,
Until
two people
she-
have never mutually broken up.
That's right. Maybe they should. Maybe should twist it up for us. You know.
I mean, but that being said, I don't like them together. I think it's gross. I just don't see them together. And like I've talked to people who have seen this season who have been like fans of like the show, and people who even just started watching this season. They're like, "Oh my god, they have like such good chemistry, and like I hope they end up together. Like they're so much better than like Henry and Jacinda." And I do agree that Henry and Jacinda are not the best pairing. I don't necessarily like them either, but I do not understand what people are talking about with Henry and Drizella. I really don't see it.
I'm in complete agreement. I mean, yeah, she's cute and everything, but no.
And clearly he's not, he's not for it either.
No.
And she just goes in and, just plants one on him. Like, ew, no, consent is sexy, okay? Just don't.
Yeah.
He tries to talk her down. It's all good. She feels all rejected, which is the worst feeling ever.
Yeah.
But he says, why don't you go, like, talk to your sister? She's nice.
Yeah. I mean, I did like that scene, though, for Jacinda to accept Drizella, even after all the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jacinda doesn't really know that Drizella was behind it all. I mean, Victoria still seems like the big baddie, especially when it comes to Lucy, and Drusilla did nothing but help. But I think Jacinda's like speech to her probably really opened her eyes, like to Drusilla. Drusilla's eyes were definitely open after that talk, and you could see that there was a little bit of mending going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's always nice because like we do like how Zelina and Regina came together and they're doing the good sister thing. It's always nice to see that. So hopefully something like that can come from Drusilla and Jacinda as well.
And yay, sisters! Sisters are good. Mm-hmm. Sisters are great. This show's all about sisters. Yeah, we got Anna and Elsa, and then their aunt who had other sisters who I don't remember the names of, and yeah, and where's Anastasia? Because I want Anastasia, to be part of this little, sisterly love. Because Anastasia is a person too.
Yep.
Which is odd. I think Anastasia and, well, at least in the Cinderella movies, Anastasia and Cinderella were closer than Cinderella and Drizella were.
It does seem that way. Especially in even in the Disney cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say
even in the original story.
You know what? I have never picked up like the original story before. It's always been like a rendition.
Well, by original story, you really gotta take those words with a grain of salt. There's no one really knows what the original story was, but like people usually attest that to the Charles Perrault version, where one of the sisters, who's like the equivalent of Anastasia, she called her Cinderella, but the other one called her Cinder Wench. So, in the original story, one of the sisters was nicer to Ella.
Gotcha.
And so I think Anastasia was always that sister in the Disney canon anyway. This one, it's a little bit flipped. We don't really get much of Anastasia here. Anyway, I mean, Anastasia, she's definitely, she has magic, so, she's a big deal. But, like, in terms of, like, character development, she's not really there.
I mean, she just woke up, and Gothel's kind of have her. She's kind of zombified. I feel like mind control going on. She's under Gothel's thumb, even though I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of Anastasia quite yet until it starts getting pretty dicey for Gothel, or at least until the cult starts coming together again, because now they need replacements.
They do need replacements. And you know what would be a fine replacement? If you all go to, like, there's this nice version of Wonderland that has a different version of Anastasia. She's the ruler. She's the queen right now. You can go to her, and she turned over a new leaf. But you know what? You can do some brainwashing, and you can have her like just be evil for like a hot second, and that'd be great. And
she
then
does evil good.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
can we do that? We're not going to do that, but I would like that.
That'd be great.
No, I'm still waiting for these. I want to know who these other witches are, because like these witches, they're falling down left and right, but like who were they?
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of interested.
I mean, Sage was the doctor, and then
Yes.
did we get a name for the blind witch?
No, I don't think so.
I think they just call her the bakery woman or something this episode.
Yeah, but see, like, when you got a fucking coven of witches, like all 8 of them, I want to know, like, where are they from? Why are they evil? If they are evil, you got Madame Leota, and she's the most interesting one just because of like who she is and like who she is in Disney-dom. But then again, she was kind of disappointing in this show because it's like, it's Madame Leota, and you didn't do anything.
I mean, I think I know she's coming back. We're gonna see her again, so hopefully we get a little bit more into her. I don't think we're gonna get much backstory, but
I want backstory, but I'd be fine if you just allude to some things to the Haunted Mansion, and I just want to see her face in the reflection of a crystal ball. That's all I really need. Yeah, but with these witches, Rogers and Gold. His name's not Gold.
Weaver.
These damn names, they keep getting all these different names, and I can't keep track of them all. But they go to like some flower shop, and that was a dead end. It turns out Gothel was full of shit, and she wasn't leading them anywhere. So they have to go back to the hospital because they realize that they've been set up, and like, and then she's dead. The baker woman, she's dead.
She is, yeah.
Blood everywhere. It's just like piling up. It's like, oh no, Shark Week happened, or she's dead.
Shark Week.
No, but she's dead, and then it's fucking Alice who's there with the scalpel, and like she's talking crazy. She's like, I don't even think she knows what she did, but then she knew what she did. But she didn't know if she did it, but then she did know that she did it. I don't know what's going on. She starts spouting out crazy things. She said she talked for like 30 minutes, but she didn't say a thing.
Yeah. The only thing I caught was that, because she was saying prior to that, there's a big bad coming. I need to tell him. So she wanted to tell Rogers that there's something bad going to happen. And then she ends up in this hospital room with the scalpel. Something bad happened, but she goes, I was supposed to be here. So we know Alice is all cryptic because we don't know what the heck happened to her in this whole transition from Enchanted Forest 2.0 to Hyperion Heights, but she's all wacko. Her thoughts aren't coherent. They're not in a straight string. It's like she is getting information and energy. She's feeling energy, like we were talking about earlier in the episode. She does have this extra sense, and I think that messes her up way more than she already is, because that's just so much extra information. So, I mean, I know she didn't do it,
but she did it. I think she did it, but she just didn't do it willingly.
So you're thinking that she's partly controlled in a way? Kind of like Facilier is with Naveen? I don't think she's doing the initial killing though.
So you know how voodoo dolls work? I think that's my theory.
Huh. So you think Facilier is behind it?
I think so. I think that's what's going on. Just because Facilier is like the second kind of villain, because we got Gothel, of course, but her people are dying, and we got to figure out who's doing that. Facilier is the only other villain we have, at least right now, So I think it has to be him. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that it's him, and I think he's doing his little. I don't want to say voodoo because with this show, with the type of show this is, I don't think they're going to use that word, that V word, just because people get a little uppity about their religions, because voodoo is a religion, guys. It's not black magic; it's a religion.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he has his own little blend of magic that he's doing, to control these people.
Right.
Yeah, but then she's spouting her things, whatever she's saying, whatever, and then she fucking jumps out the window, hardcore parkour, jumps onto the roof of another building, and then just she lands. I like this. She lands perfectly onto the ground, and then after she lands and she gets up, she does a tumble. She didn't have to do that because she landed fine.
Unnecessary actions. Yeah,
Yes.
they do that a lot in like wannabe action movies, I want to say, where to jump over to the next building instead of just trying to get that extra boost and run and just jump and land, they have to try and do a friggin' flip too. It's like the flip is not going to give you any more momentum.
Mm-hmm. She didn't need momentum.
No.
You were on the ground. They were in the building.
She just flipped. I don't know.
She's not all there. But she gets away. They're still not convinced that she did it, because there's got to be something else going on. Weaver's like, okay, like I'll go do the thing. I'll stall for time, but you gotta this is you. You gotta figure out what's going on.
Go get her.
So we got. Let's go back to Henry for a bit. Henry and Ivy. So she wants to find Anastasia. Henry's gonna help. These two still have scenes that I don't like, but whatever. I will say they do have a nice chemistry when they're being friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Not when she's giving him a tongue bath. It's gross. I do like that Ivy has I like when Ivy gets motivated. I like when she gets motivated because she works best when she has shit to do. I think she is the type of gal who is like, I have a goal and I am going to do. I may not know how to do it, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to use what I have with the resources I have, the people that I have to get this shit done. And
She's
I do like that.
resourceful, like Victoria.
Yeah, I do like that about Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
And Ivy is, I like this little arc that she's going through. She's asking people for help, so that's great. And she's, trying to reach out to people more. Okay, then let's go over to Lucy, who is in a bar. How the fuck she got to the bar, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like everybody knows who Lucy is in this area, so they're just like,
why is she in a bar?
Because that's where Gina's at.
People get into bar fights. There's broken glass sometimes. We don't want. No.
I understand, but
is there no bouncer?
Apparently not. I mean, it's kind of like a pub bar where you can get food as well as drinks. So I don't know. The only reason why she was in there is because Regina was in there. That was the only reason. I mean, she could have been like, Regina, come outside. We need to talk. But no, it was kind of like a hush-hush part of the bar. And
she just walked in.
Yeah, she just walked in. I mean, Lucy, or she just snuck in. I mean,
she walked through the front door. Well, granted, we've never seen, security.
Mm-hmm. We've never seen it.
So, you can't afford it. Yeah, but she goes to Regina. So Lucy's, she's still trying to make everybody believe or whatever, and Regina's like, no, you don't need to do that. I'm awake. It's all good.
Yay! One less person.
Yay. And then, so Lucy comes up with this stupid ass operation name, which I'm done with. I know these damn operation names.
I knew the moment Regina suggested that they come up with an operation name, you were going to be like, oh, hell no. Like, stop right now.
It was cute. It was cute like the first two times. Like,
The
but
first
no,
couple times. And then, I mean, Henry still has his own operation. He's like, what, 30 something years old now. So it's like, no, stop. And at least he picked animals that could do a little bit of damage.
he didn't even pick animals. Remember, fucking Operation Mixtape, which made no fucking sense.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. But every other one was at least an animal, right? Because they had...
You know, the only operation name that I like, and it was one that, not one that Henry made up, it was one that Regina made up, was Operation Mongoose.
Mm-hmm.
Operation Mongoose, which is the only animal that can kill a cobra.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's clever. That's
is
clever. Not fucking Operation Mixtape.
Operation Hyacinth?
No. No.
A
Stop
flower?
it. Stop it. Stupid ass operation. But whatever, Lucy, so it's cute, I guess.
I guess.
The
Only
operation entails they're going to get Henry and Jacinda their happily ever after, because you know they're going to die if they kiss each other.
Mm-hmm.
How they're going to do that, I don't know. But it's great because...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and I'm just saying it's great because, like, we have Regina and Lucy working together, and it's great. And Regina's being a grandma, but she doesn't like to be called grandma, but she's a grandma, and she acts like one.
Mm-hmm. And she's the hip one of the family.
Yeah, the hip grandma. She's the nice hip. She's not that, but she's not an aunt.
She's an auntie to Robin.
Zelina's the aunt to Lucy. Now, see, I feel like, so Zelina is that fun aunt that you don't invite to the party, but you know she's gonna come. She's gonna come to the party, and she's gonna bring the drinks. Right. She's gonna bring the drink, and she's the one who talks to you about like sex and periods and stuff.
I didn't have an aunt like that.
Yeah, I thought everyone had an aunt like that.
No.
Really, you didn't?
No.
Like the aunt that got arrested, and she would tell you, she's like, "Yeah, I just got off parole, and like, here's what it was like. Like, don't do that, kids." You didn't have anything like that. I just assumed everybody did. Okay, I guess my family's just dysfunctional.
No, I didn't. I mean, I knew all my family because small town stuff, but didn't have an aunt that like that. Nope.
Zelina's like that.
Okay.
No, she's the aunt who, like, you know, she lets you just drink, you know, just a little sip of the wine cooler, just a little bit. She's like, "Don't tell your mom.
Don't tell your mom." Yeah. That was my grandpa who did that for me. But hey.
The one who lets you watch scary movies at their house, and she'll like pay you $5 to not say anything.
Oh, I didn't have an aunt like that. I could have, totally racked up some money.
Yeah, you could buy a yogurt with no toppings.
No,
but I like this family dynamic. I love family dynamics in this show. The family dynamics are fucking crazy, and I love them. Because we got Regina, who's the same age as your father, Lucy, but she's your grandma.
Yeah, that's so weird.
And your father is the same age as your other grandmother, who you haven't met yet. Lucy has not met Emma. I just realized that. She hasn't. That's weird. That's weird to me.
I'm sure Emma knows about her.
She has to, but I don't think they've met. And if they did met, it was like a long time ago. And Lucy doesn't remember who she is.
Yeah, Lucy was probably like an infant or a teensy bit older.
But she knows about Emma because, the fucking Henry wrote all these things in a book.
Yeah.
So many people that Lucy has not met. But I like how Regina says, you're like, you are a Mills and you have an awesome family. Your family's awesome. They've done amazing things. They fought dragons. They traveled to fucking the underworld and brought someone back to life. Then he died again. And then like there was Zeus, who was not the Zeus that we know from the movie, but he was kind of like twinkish. It was weird. And then there was a weird British lady from the 1920s who controlled dogs. It was weird and that was awesome. And Lucy, you need to get into the action. You really do.
I mean, she read about it, right? She knows as much as Henry knows.
And then you read about your dad's first love that never went anywhere. That was sad.
Yeah.
Where's Violet? What happened to Violet? She was nice.
No idea.
She died too.
Maybe she did.
If characters aren't in this show for a while, they died. I just assume they died.
Like Mulan.
like she didn't die though. Mulan didn't die.
Like Cinderella's kid. Aurora's son.
Philip probably died. Philip died in battle because we haven't seen him in a while, probably. But Mulan is not dead. She's fine, and she's the daughter of the dragon. Again, that never went anywhere. Like, what the fuck? See, this new season keeps bringing flashbacks to old seasons. Like, oh yeah, like that thing never went anywhere. And it's really sad because this show ain't gonna be.
I mean, it's because they had such big plans for the show, and then we have actresses like the actress who plays Emma.
J-Mo is what I call her, Jennifer Morrison.
Jennifer Morrison. And she doesn't stay on a show that long. She gets bored really fast, or she takes on too much, and she has many other endeavors. And like I've seen it happen a couple times with her now when it comes to just TV series in general. And knowing that the story initially was her story, it's really hard to do what the Lost writers really wanted to do what they did with Lost, kind of to Once Upon a Time, and it's hard to make all these twists and turns and mysteries and connections come together because they don't know when they're going to end.
They don't, but they had a plan, unlike Lost, where they literally
did have a plan. It just didn't work out.
No, it didn't. But it was so good. And like Lost, you learned from Lost, and I fucking hate Lost. I fucking hate that show.
2 episodes. That's it. First 2, and that's it.
No, I finished it. Unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
I finished the damn season. That fucking season. Oh. Anyways. Okay, so did we miss anything?
No, not really.
Okay, so I think we can go on to the next episode. Episode 14, The Girl in the Tower. And I literally cannot find a fucking synopsis for this damn episode. Like, I've been trying to find one. I can't find one.
I might be able to work a little bit of magic.
But it says The Girl in the Tower, so I'm just going to assume this is more Alice stuff. Or more Rapunzel stuff. I don't know. Rapunzel's dead.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have anything up, so it's going to be one of those mystery episodes again. But like you said, it does sound like has to do with more stuff in the tower with Alice.
How she got out of it, maybe. How she got out of it, maybe.
How she got out, or maybe because she wasn't the only girl in the tower.
No, she wasn't.
There was a couple. I mean, you can count Gothel too, but it would be interesting to see how she got out and how she got to Wonderland. Because we know it's a different Wonderland?
Yeah, I don't know. See, when they introduce like different versions of this story, it's odd. As far as I know, the only Alice in Wonderland stories that I have read have all been from Lewis Carroll. I've never read like another version of Alice in Wonderland. I've
I mean,
never read another version. There have been like different movie adaptations of Alice in Wonderland, but
yeah.
there's never been another version or retelling of the Alice stories in book form. As far as I know, I don't think Alice in Wonderland is in the public domain, so I don't think that there can be. So I don't know if it's another Wonderland, because if it is another Wonderland, I like to see how it's different. And if it's, even if it is, because Wonderland's a very specific, place that everyone kind of knows about, even if you've never read or like seen a version of Alice in Wonderland, you have like an idea of what Wonderland is. So I would like to see how it's different from the Wonderland that we've seen. And if it's the same one, and if it is the same Wonderland, you got a lot of questions to answer.
Oh yeah, I don't feel like they're gonna recreate the Wonderland that we got to know with Once in Wonderland. So, I mean, we got Enchanted Forest 2.0, although it does seem very similar. There are completely different like castles and just royalty and stuff going on. So, I mean, I don't know how you could make Wonderland different because around every corner it's crazy and different anyways. Like 1 second you're on a chessboard, next second you're in a maze, and then there's a freaking caterpillar on it, and then oh my god, this whole part of this world is devoid of color, but oh my gosh, over there's so many colors, it's so vivid, I feel like I'm going to pass out and puke out rainbows. So I mean,
and there's a weird lady who wears catsuits and has crazy ass hair with the dagger in her stomach.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
I miss Once Upon a Time in Wonderland.
Oh.
And on that depressing note, that has been our show.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
You didn't sound sure about that.
I had to look at my screen in order to spell it out. It's getting late.
Yeah. Okay, we'll wrap it up. And you can find me and all of my giggles and gore and monsters and mayhem on Twitter. Tweet me at TheWeek.Life at ToNowherland. That is TONOWHERELEND. Join the Nowherland Society. This has been the Afternoon TV podcast for Once Upon a Time, and you can find us here on Twitch, where you may be watching us right now, where we do all of our live shows. Or if you can't catch us in the live show, you can follow us up on YouTube at ASO TV Podcast. We will post that later. Or you can follow us on all your other favorite social medias, such as your Twitters and your Facebooks and Google Pluses and your MySpaces and whatever else you guys are using that we probably don't use because we're not with the times right nowadays. So TV Podcast. So go follow us there. You know what to do. Make sure you subscribe, and you can hit whatever button you like, the thumbs up or the thumbs down, except for the thumbs down because it doesn't work. I tried.
Is it broken?
It's broken.
Oh. Huh.
So don't even test it out. It's broken.
Oh, okay.